The heavyweight champion of the world, Muhammad Ali, in the wake of his stunning victory over George Foreman on Tuesday night, passed in Zaire. And Muhammad, the first question has to be, cutting through all the speculation, what are you going to do now? Will you fight again? If so, against whom? Or will you retire?
Yes, Howard, I've made mention that I would like to retire. And I've been thinking about it. My title was taken a couple of times without being defeated in the ring. And just to give it right back like that, I don't think would be fair to my fans, nor the boxer, nor myself. So I think I'm going to hang around and haunt the game a little while and hold my title for a while, take on all challenges, but I must have at least a 4 or 5 month rest.
Well, what does that mean? Will your next opponent be George Foreman or Joe Frazier? Try to be definite.
Well, it's up to my managers. Herbert Muhammad, he's negotiating now with people who represent Frazier and Foreman, and a few more people, too. As you know, I don't duck nobody. My license was given to me after 3.5 year layoff. We fought Jerry Quarry, #1 contender, jumped right on Oscar Bonavina, fought Frazier right after that, fought 10 fights, fought him again, fought Norton twice, gave him a shot of nobody, broke my jaw, came back and beat him, went and fought George Foreman. So we don't have to make no commitments, so we're not ducking, we don't have to prove nothing. I think I deserve a chance to rest for a few months before we make an announcement. And when we do, it will be one that the public will be satisfied with.
Well, I think you're right about that. You do deserve that rest, champ. But quite frankly, have you been offered a $10 million personal guarantee by either the government of Kuwait or Iran?
No, I cannot mention no countries.
Why not?
I cannot mention the countries because I told the promoters of those countries that I wouldn't. And so that's that. That's just that easy. And I don't have to explain nothing. I've proved that I'm the greatest fighter of all times. And you don't see a scratch on my face. I just fought your big, bad, powerful George Foreman. I'm not ducking nobody. And I can set him boast and say, you don't have a man on this earth to prove to be my worth. So I pick him and do him when I want him. And I'm not frightened of nobody. And you know that by now, I'm sure, after seeing the results of the last fight.
Okay. I want to take you back in relationship to the fight against Foreman. I want to take you back to March 8, 1971, Madison Square Garden, the 8th round. Look at this footage. You're playing that game against the ropes, and Joe Frazier is trying to belabor you. After that first fight, Muhammad, remember you told me, Howard, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. I was clowning. Yet you used exactly the same tactic against George Foreman, and it worked. How do you explain first your use of the tactic and why it worked against Foreman when it wouldn't against Frazier?
Well, #1, I'd say that I was forced to do that because I was off for 3.5 years. I was a little stunned, off and on in the fight. He stunned me, and this is what happened. I figured if he got me on the ropes and he threw some stuff that was a little too powerful, if he was better than I thought he was, I would have gotten off the ropes. But I didn't have to do that because I was right. He didn't hit that hard, and he wasn't that accurate in his punching, and he throws everything without pacing himself, and he burned himself out. This is what I let him do. With the Frazier fight, I moved for the first few rounds, you notice, and those were the later rounds where I had to go to the rope because I couldn't do no better, and I was tired, and I was hoping he would punch himself out, but he didn't. So those were 2 different incidents and for different reasons.
All right, Muhammad, is it true or not true that when you went back to your corner at the end of the first round, and your doctor, Ferdy Pacheco, discussed this with me last Friday, Ferdy and Angelo Dundee and even Herbert Muhammad said, what are you doing? Stay away from those ropes. Move, move.
Yes, that's what they said, but they weren't in there fighting, and I'm the best strategy man in boxing, and when I'm fighting, I do a lot of things that people don't understand, and that's why I'm here today. That's why I'm champ. That's why I don't see no scratches on my face. This is why I'm where I'm at. Is because I planned the strategy. I realize how much they love me, Herbert Muhammad, and all the people who love me and want me to win don't like to see me on the ropes, and it looks rougher to them than it is. But I knew what I was doing, and I proved to do the right thing, and I appreciate them worrying, but I'm sorry I can't fight the way people out on the outside want me to fight. I have to fight the way I feel it because I'm the best in boxing, and I know how to plan my fights.
All right, champ, that brings up this final point. Did you plan your strategy before the fight, or did you just decide upon it at the moment?
It was a spur-of-the-moment thing. I did plan not to dance as much as I publicized. I publicized a lot of dancing to throw the man off track. His trainers, his sparring partners were running in the ring. He was chasing them, thinking that that's what I was going to do. I figured I could dance and dance, but this man stood up straight. A low man like George Chevalier and Frazier who ducks, you can dance and punch at them. They're there. But this man stood up straight, and if you dance, you just be dancing and not hitting nothing because he don't come in and give it nothing. So my strategy was to dance and not to dance. And I was going to do what I had to, and I didn't have to do much dancing.
Champ, one final question, and this is it. I think everybody in America now believes. You made believers out of all of us because even I picked against you. I thought George would beat you.
Right.
And I think you've got a whole new cult of followers in this country because of the brilliance of your victory. At the same time, there are always those who don't believe and who start reciting the two Liston fights and say something in this fight looked funny to them because Foreman did so badly. What's your response?
I predicted that would be the excuse. I figured the excuse might be, well, it's 4 o'clock in the morning and he was too tired. The Ali Boumaier chants in Africa was dominant for me, and he was frightened, thinking that if he lost, he'd get beat up or assassinated, or probably I did something crooked. So I knew it'd be some excuse. When I win, it's always an excuse, especially a big upset like that. I upset so many people who said I didn't have a chance, so many experts, so many critics. If I got caught in the corner, I just defied the world. So I expect this. But tell them all, look at the fight films, hurry up and show these films to the public, and let them see that not only did I knock this man out, but I outclassed him, I outpunched him, I hit him at will, and the man took a terrible scientific beating before I knocked him out. No tricks, no short counts, no loose ropes. And the man just took a supremely superior whipping, and he will never whoop me. No man alive will whoop me as long as I'm in shape.
All right, you made it work. You backed it up. I want to thank you very much for spending this time with us. The folks on Monday Night Football, I'm sure, were interested very, very much so.
By the way, make your prediction. Who's winning the game tonight?
Oh, I'll tell you that in a moment. The Rams, I'll tell you now.
All right, well,
but I owe you this much. You are the greatest.
Thank you, Howard. I'm so glad I got you in my corner. I can retire now.
We'll be back right after this message.
I've won Cosell.